Hey guys, so it's time to do this video where we are gonna go ahead and compare these two boys, and it is of course my own smartphones over here. It is my new Samsung Galaxy S3 versus my new my Samsung Galaxy Note that I purchased around 6 months ago versus my new Galaxy S3 over here. And I just want to go ahead and focus on some things that myself have noticed about these two devices and why. And I want to basically focus on three things in this video. Three major things, okay? That could be a reason why you would want to pick up the Galaxy S3 instead of the Galaxy Note. But let me start off by saying, this video is going to kind of be like, we are comparing a old Ferrari, a very expensive Ferrari, versus a new Ferrari, okay? Both are awesome, okay? Both has awesome things, okay? Let's just go ahead and start off this video by talking a little bit about my background here. So I've been soon a Galaxy owner, a Samsung owner of smartphones, since we're closing into a year. I bought the first Galaxy S2 when it came out. That was around 8 or maybe 10 months right now ago. I purchased that device. It was one of my first Android smartphones. It was an extremely good phone. They got awesome reviews and everything. I used that phone for a few months, and then I switched when the Galaxy Note came out. I purchased first the black one that did come out. I think it was early December. Yeah, early December. That was the time when I made a switch to start to use the Galaxy Note. And then I've basically been using the Galaxy Note for around half a year. And it was an amazing experience, okay? Because it was the biggest smartphone. It has some amazing specs for that time, and it really did perform superb for that time, you know. And now we're having Android 4.0 here. We're getting more hardware requirements all the time. So should you pick up the Galaxy S3 here instead? So this is basically my main phone right now. I made a switch here. I only been using the Galaxy S3 here for a few days. But I have already cut my SIM card because you use normal SIM card in the Galaxy Note and then use a micro SIM card in the Galaxy S3. So I had to cut the SIM card, and I did use it, or I did do it after like 1 hour of real hardcore use of the Galaxy S3, because I felt like this is the new boy, this is the new homie that I want to spend time with for a few months at least. Before I may make a switch for a Galaxy Note 2. We don't know, maybe an iPhone. I'm not sure. They may do something revolutionary, maybe a Series 2. Three things. That is what I want to focus on in this video. The first thing I want to talk about, and the first thing that I noticed when I got my Galaxy S3 here, was the design. Okay, that's the first thing that you will notice. It will come with a HD display, just as the Galaxy Note, but so we didn't get a 1080p display as BJR we're talking about. But yeah, we want to talk about the design, because they have kind of the same, at least the white versions, they have kind of the same kind of glossy finish. But I gotta say, when I do it like this, it still feels like this one has a better build quality. Of course, I have the Gorilla Glass 2 here on the Galaxy S3 versus first generation Gorilla Glass on the Galaxy Note, so it will be way more durable on the Galaxy S3 here. You probably won't have to worry about doing anything bad with it, because it's going to be durable. That's fucking crazy. It feels way better. It feels like almost even a little bit glossier on the Galaxy S3 here to finish. You can also see the Samsung logo up here. You can see that they have printed it in a little bit. You can feel that it's a little bit down in the plastic. It's polycarbonate plastic, same as HTC used with the HTC One X, but has a different feeling to it. But you can see that the letters is real. You can that it's not just text. It's not. If you feel on here, then it's just out, you know, it doesn't go in or anything, so it feels a little bit cheaper on this one. You can also see that they have made a little bit cooler design up here. You have a flash up here, of course, then you have this one that curves a little bit out, and then also you have the speaker that's basically up here now instead of down here. Of course, you will have the S Pen over here, which could be a big thing for you, okay? If you really need an S Pen, go ahead and pick up the Note, boy. Don't watch this video. But as you can see, they have the player, or they have the audio down here. I think that it's just a little better design, and it feels like it's a little bit more robust. And I mean, like, if you look at the size and everything, it has kind of the same feeling and everything. But one thing that you also notice about the design is that it's way more curved on the Galaxy S3, and that's something I do freaking love. You know, I love curves. I love the curves on the Note, that it was even more curved than the Galaxy S2. But on the Galaxy S3, we're getting even more curved. So when you hold it in your hand, it feels so good. Okay, I gotta say, it feels so good. And when you put it down like this, I mean, and you use the phone and you take it up and everything, it feels good because it has those good ergonomics on the sides and everything. So it really feels good to have in your hand. Okay. It really feels solid. If you go ahead and look on the front here, also you can see that they have a way more 2012 good looking design here of the home button, which is smaller, you know, thinner, but then it's almost a little bit longer. 5.3 inch screen on the Galaxy Note 1280x800 versus 1280x720p. They're both using a pen tile display, so the screen technology hasn't they didn't make an upgrade over there, so that could be a little bit disappointing over there. We didn't get a Super AMOLED Plus screen or anything like that, so we probably have to wait until the Galaxy S3 comes out. If you talk about the thickness, I gotta say that I think that the Galaxy S3 is actually a little bit thicker, like 8.5 millimeters versus like 8.3 on the Galaxy Note. The thing is that you almost don't feel it, because when you hold it in your hand, you always feel the phone against the curves, and the curves makes the phone thinner on the sides, so it really feels like even more, you know, slim. And so you don't really feel that it's extremely heavy or anything like that. If you talk about the, you know, we didn't get that edge-to-edge display. It still looks kind of the same. Up here also we have this same thing that's something to do with their Galaxy Nexus phone. You have that LED indicator, so every time I get a Gmail message, it always blinks like blue and everything, and every time I get like a message from like a chat app, then I can customize like the color I want. And I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, like, let's say I have this at my table or anything like that, and I have it like this on my table, then I don't have to put on the screen, because that's going to draw more battery. And let's say I just want to see, do I have any new notification? Then we'll instantly be able to see if this little notification up there is, if it's blinking, you know. So it's very good. You don't have to always put on the screen, you know. Something really useful that I'm probably going to use a ton. So that's a little bit of chit-chatting about the third thing I want to talk about there, of the three things that I want to focus about. That is the design. You know, you have to feel like, if you love the Galaxy Note, then there's a big possibility that you're gonna love the Galaxy S3 even more. And you can't just look at pictures online. You really have to hold it in your hand, feel it, and you can also see that the home button is so much more cool and good looking here. They made it like a glossy, kind of looks cool, and that it's going outwards a little bit. Versus this one that is a little bit more boring, but some people might prefer that, you know. But I gotta say that I definitely do prefer this. It looks way sexier when you have it on the table, and I mean, curves are freaking sexy. Cars have curves, Ferraris have curves, you know. Okay, so that was the third thing that you're probably gonna notice when you get your own hands on the Galaxy S3 here. The second thing I want to talk about is going to be the freaking speed of... No, okay. Should I talk about this? Should I talk about the... No, okay. We are going to talk about the TouchWiz UI first. Okay, that's going to be the second thing. So it's still rocking TouchWiz UI, and I mean, I have never had like a big problem with TouchWiz UI. I always think that it have been working on my Galaxy Note and on my Galaxy S2. But as you see right now, I'm not rocking on the TouchWiz launcher because I think that the original one, it kind of looks ugly and everything. So I installed the Apex launcher, which is like the best launcher ever if you are rocking there on if you're rocking on an Android 4.0 device. Really go ahead and check out the Apex launcher. They have a free version out and they also have a paid version out. But as you can see, you can set the transparency and everything when you are in the app drawer, and it's just amazing how good it performs, you know. Going back to the topic, TouchWiz. I definitely did appreciate the stock Android 4.0 experience more than the TouchWiz UI that you are getting on the Galaxy S2 and on the Galaxy Note, the latest Android 4.0 update. I definitely do appreciate the Android 4.0 stock experience over that, okay? Let me just put that out. So what Samsung has done here is that the TouchWiz isn't the same. That's kind of fun. The TouchWiz is so much changed in the latest Galaxy S3. They've changed the kind of lock screen. As you can see here, you get this kind of water effect. And they're calling the new TouchWiz basically for like nature UX. And they really be focusing a lot on nature. They have a lot of nature sounds. And let's see, I mean, like, this looks even better than the Apex launcher, you know. If you like that, you have the kind of graphics. Okay, that one is, I mean, it works. Let's see here. Okay, so I mean, like the Apex launcher definitely do work, you know, but you don't get those shortcuts and everything as you're getting. And I mean, like, this is just a stock TouchWiz UI, that they've changed so many things that you can just go ahead and do it like this, and then if you just want to quickly open up the camera, you can swipe it like that. I think they've been taking that feature basically from HTC Sense, and that is an amazing feature that I did appreciate over there. And also, as you can see, I mean, they changed so many things in TouchWiz UI. You get so much more features in the camera and everything. So, I mean, they really made an overhaul and made so many changes to the TouchWiz UI in terms of, you know, they have added like a new graphics when you do it like this. If you go ahead and go down like this, you can see that they've added even more options over here on the top. So you can, let's say you don't want to have any notifications, you can just go ahead and put that down. You have the driving mode, you have the sync, power saving. I mean, they've added so many quick shortcuts over there that I definitely do appreciate so much. And I mean, they just made a really big difference. I mean, I think that way less people now is gonna hate TouchWiz because it just looks better, you know. And when you find all of these like extra features that you don't think at the you know, in the beginning, like we have the LED indicator over here that you can change if you don't want to have any LED when you're charging. I didn't want that. Power saving mode is like completely changed here as well. You have so many more like features. If you go ahead, I think at least, if you go ahead and compare it against the power saving, as you can see, I mean, like they made such a big difference. Just the simple little power saving that you can customize exactly if you don't want to have a background color, if you haptic feedback, CPU power saving, you can easily customize that more than with the Galaxy Note over here. And there is so many small things like that that they have changed. That I think that you need to get your hands on the new TouchWiz yourself and compare it, because it's kind of hard to do it in a video, because it feels like there's so many small little things that you don't really think that much about. And you can see that they've changed a lot of icons here and everything, but that may be very well small things. But I mean, it's a thing like the app drawer, the app drawer in the TouchWiz UI. Of course, this is the Apex launcher TouchWiz or app drawer, so it looks extremely good. But I mean, this is TouchWiz new UIs, basically how the drawer looks like, and I think it's sexy. Okay, it looks fine, looks like an Android 4.0 device. Yeah, it's amazing. I think the new TouchWiz is a huge thing. You know, if you've been rocking on a TouchWiz UI device for a long time, you are gonna see a difference. You're gonna see such a big difference in things and how you use the phone and everything. And I think that's a pretty big thing. Okay, if you ask me, that's a pretty big thing. And I've been using smartphones with TouchWiz UI for, as I said, 8 to like 10 months. I think it's amazing. Okay, and I've also been having friends that have been saying that like it really is like a new cool experience. And you don't have to. You don't have to root or anything like that. I think way less people is gonna go ahead and install custom ROM right now, because it just looks so good from the stock experience. Okay, so let's talk about the most important thing. Why you would pick the Samsung Galaxy S3 and why I'm basically making the switch here to the Galaxy S3 here, and this is like a big thing for me. This is the biggest thing why I'm like changing to the Galaxy S3, and that is that the CPU is like 50% better. I mean, you can feel it in the performance when you use the devices. You can really feel that it's just around 50% better with the new quad-core like 4412 Exynos chipset. Samsung is, I mean, they're controlling both the software and the hardware, so they can control that experience even more. I can feel that it feels better than Tegra 3 devices like the Asus Respawn Prime tablet that I've been using. And, you know, in terms of gaming and everything, it feels like a solid experience. Even in the browser, you go in and out, it feels so much better. And also that, like, the GPU, sure, it's the same GPU, Mali 400, but they're using like a different kind of smaller technology with the new CPU, so they can overclock the processor like 50%, and that's what they did to like 400 to like 450 megahertz. So it performs around 50% better, and just that thing that is around 50% better than the Galaxy Note in terms of experience when you use the device. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single like lag on this device since I've been using it for like 2 or 3 days. It's amazing, okay? You know, that's the biggest thing, you know? I think it's huge. Now, reasons why the Galaxy Note is still a cool device and why I still would pick it up. I still think the Galaxy Note seems to have a way better camera, you know, especially in video mode. Way better camera, like have you listened to the audio on the Galaxy Note when I'm recording videos? It's insane, okay? Way better camera. In terms of battery, and I think the battery is awesome on the Galaxy S3, but the Galaxy Note is a little bit better, okay? It's still a little bit better, and that's just because it could be it is a little bigger, so they could input this like better like sensor for the camera, for the audio and everything, and then also not just that comes with the better camera, but it comes with that 2500 milliamp battery. And from what I've seen from like GSM Arena when they've been testing out the battery on the Galaxy S3, the Galaxy Note is still a little better, okay? But I mean, I can see that because it comes with 2500 milliamps. That's a lot. Versus the Galaxy S3 that comes with 2100 milliamps. So I mean, the Galaxy S3 is still a pretty good battery, but it comes a little bit, I think, behind in battery test compared to the Galaxy S3. But that could, you know, differ in different things. Maybe better in video, but maybe worse when you're talking with a reader or something like that. I'm not really sure. And then also the third thing why I like the Galaxy Note a little bit more is because it comes with a bigger screen, okay? So I'm definitely like going to go ahead and pick up the Galaxy Note 2. I'm pretty confident that that Sammy is going to pull out a device like that in upcoming months here. So that's going to be very exciting to see what we're going to see on that device. But yeah, those three things is why I still think this is an amazing device, that it comes with still a little better battery. It still comes with like a better camera, even though you have that cool burst mode and some cool software changes, so you can do some cool things still with the camera. But the camera isn't something revolutionary on the Galaxy S3, so definitely something cool I want to see updated on the Galaxy S4. So yeah, a bigger screen. Same, you know, screen technology, so nothing cool over there. Galaxy Note is still awesome there. 5.3 inch. the camera and the battery. That's the things that I can see why I would still recommend the Galaxy Note, because it's still an amazing smartphone. Okay, these are two amazing smartphones, and if tell me in the comments which one do you want to pick up. And also, don't talk too much trash here about the Galaxy S3 if you haven't got your own hands on the device, because I really didn't think that I would be such a happy good boy when I got it. But I mean, just look at my hands-on video on my first impressions of the Galaxy S3. It really was an amazing experience. Okay, it was such an amazing experience the first time I was holding it, and I don't regret it. It's an amazing device. Okay, go ahead and pick up the S3 right now. I think now boy, go run down to the store. And yeah, and also you US guys, you're gonna get like Snapdragon S4 and 2 GB of RAM in your Galaxy S3. So yeah, the Xiaomi is stepping up their game, and I think that the Galaxy S3 is gonna be such a big successor. It's gonna be selling like crazy compared to the Galaxy S2. So it's gonna be fun to see the war and see how all of the new smartphones is stacking up with each other. But yeah, you just have an awesome day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.